Hi friends, how are you? I hope you enjoyed my last video, which is on different types of languages. How did languages evaluated, and importance the language is for computers to understand the input, how to process it, and what is the output that we are getting it. So most likely today we'll be learning like what is object-oriented programming language. If you remember, we have two different types of programming languages. Right. One is high level language, and the other one is procedural language and object oriented programming language. So, one of the best programming languages, object oriented programming languages. We have different types of notations in programming languages like object, method, attribute, events, class, and constructors. So these will be contributing and it will make you understand what is object-oriented programming languages. So in object-oriented programming language, everything we consider it as a object, and the object consists of methods, attributes, and events. So let's go in a one-liner sort of thing. So what is an object? So object is nothing but it is a unique programming entity or a body which have a methods, has attributes, and can react to the events. So let's take one example of a car. So we will understand and we will assume that a car is an object. So what is the method of the car? So let's take start as a car. Start of the car is as a method. Stop of the car is as a method. So in this method, we have attributes as a keyhole as one, key as one, and the react to the events. So whenever we put key into the keyhole and turn on, the reaction is it will ignite the engine and it will start. So that is the reaction of the event of turning up on the key. And what will happen if we turn the key to the off, the engine will off and car will stop. So whenever we think any object, these three make an entity like methods, attributes, and react to the events. So method, let's go to the method. So things which an object can do, the verbs of the objects in code usually can be defined as action word like hide, show, and right now we are taking car as an example. So let's take an example of a mechanic, right? For a mechanic, it doesn't matter if it is a white color or a red color. He doesn't. It doesn't matter to him if there are three seats or two seats. So it is very important to him to know about the engine number and what is the oil it is being used. So rest of the car, like is stepney present or not, or additional tire is present or not, color is good or not, it will be hiding to the mechanic. But what are the things that he can see is like the number, what is the oil that we are using. So in this way, the method can be hide or shown. If we take another example of like hide and show, if I am a owner of a car, it is immaterial that what is the number of the machine and what is the oil that I'm using it. And if it is opening front side or back side, how is it opening, it doesn't matter. The only matter to me is like whether I'm having a very good audio functionality in it or not, like AC is working fine or not. So in this way, a few things will be hidden and few things will be shown. So next thing is attribute, things which describe an object, the adjectives of the objects in code, usually identified by the descriptive word enabled or disabled. So whenever we say attribute, so we say usually it's a descriptive. Like we have a color. So what is the color of the seat? If we say it is a variable, so what is the color of the seat? If it is a brown, we'll make it as a brown. So these attributes will be contributing to the method and method will be contributing to the object. So the combination of methods, and the attributes along with the events, it will be the object. So events are nothing but it will react in code usually attached to an event procedure. So whenever we say we define an object called fish, so fish will swim. If we define an object of dog, dog will run. So these are the events. Whenever I say movement of the fish, we create an event called swimming. So whenever we say movement of the dogs, we create an event of running or walking. So these things, methods, attributes, and events are really important, which are required to define an object. So before defining an object, we should have a template or a blueprint, which is nothing but a class. So it provides a way to create a new object based on the metadata of an object. So if you have heard the word class, yes, you might be remembering your school days, right? Where there are some classes, different classes and different sections. Yes, you can remember your school days, and you can think about the object. Like let's assume we have a class 1, and class 1A is an object of class 1. Class 1B is an object of class 1. Similarly, class 8A is an object of class 8. So what does a class have? What are the attributes? So attributes of a class are bench, blackboard. I know now these days, like we are not using blackboard. There are different types of boards are coming, and chalks. Yeah, chalk pieces are also, all schools are not being used. Like they are using markers, erasers, whatnot. These are the attributes, and the method is like teacher is an attribute. We have Hindi teacher is equal to 1. So that is an attribute. And Hindi teacher will be writing. Writing is a method, right? So when in the method write, so we say Hindi teacher writes in the Hindi script. So what is a event? So whenever teacher writes, students also start writing it. So in this way, we can connect to any object in the world with object, method, attributes, events, class. So I hope you guys might have went back to your schooling days and understood what are these concepts. So constructors are the special methods used to create new instance of a class. So the best example provided in the slide is a Honda Civic is an instance of automobile class. Okay, so car is the best example for Java. Whichever you take it, it will give you very good instructions and very good clarity, where you can remember these concepts till your life end. So let's assume a Honda Civic car. So if I want to modify it, like it have four wheels. Generally car will have four wheels, four doors, one like gear thing, and steering, brake, accelerator. So these are the common things. So if I want to create an instance, then I'll create an instance of Honda Civic, and if I want to go for another model upon it, then I'll be adding few more features or few more methods or few more events like automatic gear, auto on AC. Now we are getting the bags, right? Whenever accidents are happening, bags are opening for itself. So these are the upgradations of any other objects, and we add features upon it, and we call them as objects, and we create a constructors and create an instance of a class. Okay, so let's go in deeper with the classes and objects in Java. So whatever we have discussed in previous slide, it is a generic way of understanding what is a class and what is an object. So it's in a construction field also, like whenever we wanted to create a building, first we put it as a blueprint on a paper. So that is called class. So after seeing the blueprint, we construct walls, doors, and whatever things are there. Then we call it as a object, from the blueprint. Okay, it is similar in Java also. So let's see what is a class. A class is a group of objects which have common properties. It is a template or blueprint from which objects are created. It is a logical entity and it can be physical. Okay, the other best example is like let's take a cookie maker. So what is a cookie maker? Can we eat it? No, right? So cookie maker have some properties like it will be having a round shape. It will have a two holes in it, the properties to make two holes on it. So it's a template sort of thing. Whenever we put batter or to make a cookie, we bake it and take a cookie out of it. So that cookie maker is nothing but a class. And we declare the fields, methods, constructors, blocks, nested classes, and interface. Yeah, we by now we know that what are fields, methods, constructors, and blocks. We'll discuss in further slides about nested class and interface. So it's very similar to other languages, object-oriented languages. The syntax of the declaring a class, like declare class, class name, field, method. So let's assume I'll declare a class as a brother. Okay, so brother is a class name. So the field might be brother will rescue me from my parents, right? That is a method. My brother will is good to me whenever I do good to him. So that is a method. So what is the full field of a brother? Brother have two legs and two hands. So he is in good nature. He is cool. So these are all the fields. So whenever I have a class of brother, so that means I can have a big brother or a small brother or whatever. Like we can have different types of brothers in the world right now. Previously we used to have only small brother and big brother, but these days we are calling everybody as bro. Okay, so yeah, that's how class will be declared. And as I said, it's a blueprint sort of thing, which will be only a physical. So the importance of class is like without a class, there is no object. So first we need to understand how the object should be looking. Okay, so how it should be behaving, and what are the properties that it should be having, and definitely like let's if you guys are like interested in cooking, so let's take a aloo fry or potato fry. So let's take a class of it. Class potato fry. Now, what are the fields? Fields are potatoes, onions, chili powder, and oil. So these are the attributes. Now let's go for the methods. So what is the first method that I should be doing? Like ignite stove and keep a vessel. So the second, like put some oil, then put some potatoes, onions. Third method is let it fry, and so in this way, like we need to know exactly how should my object present, and if I create an object from a class, how it should be looking, what is a behavior. We generally call methods as a behavior and properties as a attributes in Java. So that is a class. How do we define an object? An entity is a state and behavior is known as object. So whatever the state, so state represent as a method in the class, behavior represent as a properties. So whenever we say, for example, as we said, Java, we can take any object in the world. So I've given very good examples of whichever we are using on daily basis, like chair, bike, marker, pen, table, car, etc. It can be physical or logical. The example of logical object is it is a banking system. Okay, so whatever it is present, we call it as a class. And whenever we create an object of it and we utilize it, it is called an object. So an object have three characteristics. So state, behavior, and identity. The state is represented as a date of an object. Generally, in general concept, the state, like we generally say as, okay, that state is in liquid shape or gas or a solid, right? But here in computer world, we say that what is the data that represent. So what is the behavior? So behavior represent the like it represents the behavior on object such as deposit, withdraw, etc. Okay, as we are talking about the banking system, we are like pointing it to the banking system. Like in bank, what do? We deposit, we withdraw, we see the statement, and we see which branch is near to us. So there are a lot of functionalities we can do it within an ATM. So what is the identity? An object identity is typically implemented via a unique ID. The value of ID is not visible to the external user. However, it is used internally by JVM to identify the each object uniquely. So there is a identity for an object. So what is that we are talking? We talked till now. Like we talked about the state, behavior, right? So if we are taking on the banking system for ATM, so we know like there is a ATM machine and there is a cash. So this is the data of the object. There is an NC, there is current. So this is a data of the ATM. And what is the behavior of the ATM? Whenever we put information, okay, this is my PIN and this is the amount on it. If withdrawal amount is present, then it will come. Otherwise, it will pass a message that hey, there is no cash. Then how do we identify? Okay, from which ATM we have withdrawn or we have deposited. Let's assume I have deposited 5,000 rupees in one of the ATM, which is present in one of the place in Hyderabad, in HDFC Bank, for HDFC Bank. So if I go and complain to HDFC Bank, and they'll say, where did you deposit your money? Then I'll be telling, okay, it is in Malkajgiri. Then the first thing what they will do is they will pick what is the identity of the ATM. It might be like HDFC underscore MLK underscore 04. So this identity will be used internally, not for the consumer, which or who will be depositing or withdrawing. If you remember, that's what we discuss about hide and show. So that identity will be shown to the bank employee, but not for the consumer. Let's go for another example. Like pen is an object. Its name is Reynolds. So color is white, known as its state. So whatever the color it is having, it's called state. Like let's assume what is the length of the pen refill, or what is the circumference of the nib. So these are all the state. It is used to write. So writing is a behavior. So we have taken behavior as only writing. But if you take like we saw in most of the movies, like heroine will be keeping on her hair to have it at one place. Like if you see Arya 2, and that pen can be used as a like weighing for putting a paperweight sort of thing. Like if you don't have paperweight, you put it on the paper so that papers will not get scattered. So the difference between the class and object is like class have state, fields, and methods, but an object have state and behavior. So class is a blueprint, and we create the instances which are nothing but object. Okay, so the other things what we can take in the real world example is similarly like if we take like a big table where I wanted to have some six family members can sit and eat on the table. So what is it I should be doing? So I'll put a blueprint. Okay, what is the height? What is the width? How many legs it should be having? And what is the height of the chair? Should it be 2 feet lower than the table, or should it be having same height, or whatever? Like how the chair it should be. Can I adjustable, can I do lower or down, upwards? Can I push back? What is the cushion? So these are all the blueprint. What I'll be doing, I'll put it in a class, and I'll give the properties like 6 stairs, 4 legs, and one round top of the table, and everything I'll put it. And what is a it is called behavior. So behavior is right. Okay, I'll have a round table where it is movable. So I'll put a screw between the in middle of the table and make it revolve, so that it will be easy for me to take whichever item far from me. So whenever we have this sort of thing as blueprint, then I'll create an object of dining table with a wood with the help of carpenter. So the identity of the table will be used by carpenter to tell to his team. I'll tell, okay, Sundar underscore dining one, and Sundar underscore chair one, chair two. Like if we observe, like we carpenter guys will be keeping numbers on the doors also, like at which position, one, two, three, four, or which direction, like west one, east two, or whatever. So these are all the identities which will be shown only to specific persons who will be using it, and it will be hidden who will be not using it. So this is a very good quality in Java, where you can differentiate between a class and an object. I hope you enjoyed this class. Like if you like this video, please like it. Please subscribe my channel, and do share my videos. Have a nice day. So next class we'll be looking what are the OOPS concepts in detail, and we'll see how we can use it in Java. Thank you very much.